Each one of these neighbors get together once a month and they have visions for their neighborhood. And each one of them is going to get to have a 1 minute, up to 1 minute, to tell us their vision for the neighborhood. After we go through round one, we'll go through round two, where each one of them gets 30 seconds to do any rebuttal about what they heard anybody else said. And then finally, their closing comments. So let's start with Lindsey. We'll all minimize ourselves. Lindsey, you have up to 1 minute to tell us your vision for the neighborhood. Go ahead and minimize me too.
As you know, I'm like one of the founders of our group and our neighborhood. I've been here, it's a new neighborhood, like 5 whole years, and some of you have only been here for a couple. So I feel like what I say is the most important. I think that people need to start caring about the way their house looks. As like you can see, in my yard is pristine. It has a lovely flower arrangements going on, and there's a stream going down for my little kids to play in. And I think that everybody needs to rise their level at least a little bit. I know a few of you have dead grass, no flowers, and the last time you put up any decorations might have been when you first moved in, and it was by accident. So I think we need to up the spirit, because this is like one of my passions, is this neighborhood, and I'm trying to keep it looking the best, and you guys are failing in a lot of ways, but we can work together. We can make this work. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, neighbor number one. Let's have neighbor number two. You have up to 1 minute. Neighbor number two.
I see this neighborhood as something to behold. And what I think we need fencing around the entire property, okay? So we can keep the squatters out. And as far as, what things look like, your house is your house, okay? My concern is not letting people in the neighborhood that shouldn't be here, Because I don't like getting woken up at 3 a.m. in the morning because some creep is knocking on my daughter's window. You know what I'm saying? So I want to get a fence around this property. So that way I don't have to use my 12 gauge like I did last week. I know you all remember that. It was devastating. It was a tragedy. But my goal is to keep everybody safe here, okay? Cosmetics can come later.
Thank you, neighbor number two. Your time is up. Let's go to neighbor number three. You have up to 1 minute.
I think all of us know here from Harvard and Yale what needs to happen. Our homes are completely not safe anymore at all. We need full-on country clubs for each person. I know I value my privacy, and it's no longer enough. Those excuses of having a fence, please, that is so not enough. When a bird comes into my yard, it is a flagrant violation of my time, my privacy, my confidentiality. And so what I propose is that everyone who's the top 1% supporting and paying for this country and for the entire world and paying for everything that means anything, all of us are paying with our taxes that Biden is trying to slash. Each one of us gets our own country club. And yes, that means some of you are going to have to merge your homes, and we get to buy up 3 of your homes, and it gets to become a country club for us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, neighbor number three. Let's have neighbor number four. You have up to 1 minute.
Well, I just want to thank everybody for all their wonderful input today here. Mine's a little simpler here. You might even say it was divinely sent, this idea. Now, we have a main cul-de-sac in the center of our community there, lovely garden area. My proposal is that we build a tabernacle. Well, because last night the Lord came to me and said that we've become much too decadent in our ways. We need to get back to our grassroots, and grassroots means faith. So here's what I propose. We take that cul-de-sac with all of its natural beauty, and we leave it exactly the way it is with one small difference. We take all of our gold and precious metals and we melt them down into a box that will then serve as a tabernacle to the Lord. And who knows, maybe the old boy will even show up to bless us one and all when it's all done.
Okay, well, thank you, neighbor number 4. You stay out here. Let's bring the other 3 neighbors out. So we have all 4 neighbors. Each one of you will have now up to 30 seconds. I will stop you if you go beyond 30 seconds to do a rebuttal. Okay? Let's start with Lindsey.
First of all, Tony, I'd like to apologize. My stepson is a creep. His mom actually is the one who's been homeschooling him for a long time, and the one that looked into your daughter's window. And on behalf of me, thank you for shooting him in the leg. He needed to learn that lesson. So thank you. And yes, we need a wall. We do need a wall or a fence. And Pamela, I can give you a list of some houses that should be bulldozed. I think maybe starting with Darren's, because all of his ideas that he brings are just completely absurd, and we don't need any more crazy in the neighborhood because we already have my stepson. And
okay, thank you, neighbor number 1. You've exceeded your time. Neighbor number 2, you have up to 30 seconds.
Yeah, so the fence is happening. And for, all the birdies that come into your little yard, we have a simple solution for that. We'll just put a bird cage over your house so all the dingbats can stay in there, and everything else that won't have to go in, okay? And then you can just come out whenever you want, all right? That'll also keep the little creepers out, because next time his head's going away, okay? And one thing that will happen, God does need to come back, okay? But the cul-de-sac, it needs a fence around it, because there's too many creepers coming in, not just within our walls, but beyond our borders. So guess what? It's happening.
Thank you, neighbor number 2. Neighbor number 3, Pamela, you have 30 seconds. You're on the clock.
First of all, Lindsey, I'm sorry. I cannot invite you over to my country clubhouse because I don't believe in having kids. Darren, coming from Harvard, I don't believe in God. So metaphysics is out for me. And Tony, I would just say, if you threaten me one more time, I'm going to do something that you're not going to like. I'm so much more powerful than you. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, neighbor 3. Number 4, Darren, you have 30 seconds.
Well, I just like to remind people of the Bible scripture that says, God bless the peacemakers and the meek, for they will inherit the earth. And by the sounds of things, I just have to sit back long enough to wait for the rest of you to let greed and anger and vanity destroy you completely, and then I can scoop your houses up for a steal. By the way, I forgive each and every one of you.
Thank you very much. Wow, kind of a weird forgiving. But now you each have 10 seconds for closing comments. 10 seconds. Make them quick. Lindsey, go.
Screw your country club. I'm sending my stepson over there to wreck it for you. Enjoy.
Tony, 10 seconds.
Lindsey's too controlling, Darren's too preachy, and Pamela's just straight weird.
Pamela, 10 seconds.
Harvard is supreme, and everything we say there is of excellence. Lindsey, I don't agree with children or stepchildren. They're out.
Darren, 10 seconds.
I've been the one who's been pooping on your newspapers early enough in the morning.
This has been our neighborhood meeting, and I would advise every one of you who just watched, do not move into this neighborhood. They're all psychos.